Week 2 of the 2022-23 NBA season is over, which means it's time to run it back. This is Run It Back NBA Week in Review, Los Angeles Lakers edition.
The voice of the fan. Drop a bounce pass, throw down the rim rocker. Lay up off the glass, right past the shot blocker. I follow through like Kobe's is money, you can cash it. For news on LA hoops, come over to Beach Basket. Up-to-date sports, post-game reports, debates and play-by-play coming straight off the court. The voice of the fan making noise, causing havoc. Zone a man up, you can ask Peach Basket. The Peach Basket, coming soon on air. The Peach Basket, where the news begins. We're dropping news like we're in the stands. Creative views from the Aztec fans.
Week 2 was the first full week in the 2022-23 NBA season, and it was not good to the Lakers. After an 0-for in week 1, the Lakers matched that output in week number 2. On Sunday, they lost to the Blazers 106-104. That game was in Los Angeles, and it had the Lakers up 7 with about 156 to go. Then, miss after Lakers miss led to Dame time. You saw the game, and the Blazers won. The Lakers then went on the road and lost to the Nuggets 110-99, and then the Timberwolves 111-102. Again, not a good week for the purple and gold. Before we get into our thoughts about this dismal week, and really the start of the dismal start to this season, let's look at what the market is saying about the Lakers. For that, we go to our partner, SimBull.com. Now, I want to say SimBull team shares are virtual representations of professional and collegiate sports teams that you can trade on SimBull. They do not represent real ownership of any real-life team, but every share you own gives you the opportunity to earn and win a payout when that team wins in real life. It's kind of cool. We're excited to have SimBull as a partner here at the Peach Basket. So what's interesting about the Lakers SimBull pricing is that there's clearly still some hope. They're 0-5, yes. Their price dropped in week 2, yes. But people are still buying, which indicates a resurgence is coming. At least people hope that there's a resurgence coming. The ones buying, for sure. The Lakers and their fans can only hope. Personally, I don't know that I have a lot of hope for resurgence. Not for this team, not as currently constructed. LeBron James himself has said that the team is not comprised of shooters, and in today's NBA, you need shooters. Now, it's possible that the team will trade shooters to that a team will trade shooters to the Lakers as a trade deadline approaches. Sure. I said at the start of the season that the Lakers team that started the season will not be the same team that ends it. There will be a shakeup as the trade deadline nears. Now, Russell Westbrook, who is not the Lakers' problem, but is not a great fit on this team, will be much easier to move as an expiring contract. The question is, who will the Lakers get back? Will it be enough to move the needle and make this a championship caliber team? No, not this season. I think that very best the Lakers could hope for would be sneaking into the play-in tournament. And even that looks a little out of reach after a rough start. But honestly, it's not all doom and gloom. This team, the Lakers, right? This franchise, I should say, won the 2020 NBA Finals because of their defense. And so far this season, they've been pretty good defensively. They're top 10 in rebounding, steals, and blocks. In fact, they rank 3rd in the association in defensive efficiency. If they could only make a few more shots, they wouldn't be winless. But the shots aren't falling, so they're winless. Now, the thing about shooting in the NBA, the NBA is a game of runs. Shots are going to fall. So I still think the Lakers are not horrible shape, but clearly it hasn't started off as well as anybody would have hoped. So now let's take a look at what others are saying about the Lakers in a segment we call Full Court Press. What I'm doing here is simply typing Los Angeles Lakers into news.google.com, and we're going to discuss the top headlines after just reading the headline itself, not the actual article. gives you an indication of what people are saying. And it makes sense. First two articles at Lakers Nation are around Anthony Davis. You got to feel for AD. This is a guy who burst into the scene with the Pelicans and just looked like a unicorn, man. I mean, he was so good, big, great shooter, great touch, certainly a good mid-range game. I mean, you saw the potential. He was super skinny when he came out, but you saw how good he could be. And he never led that team anywhere, but when he came to the Lakers, he had immediate success, obviously winning the finals. But after that, it's been rough. And unfortunately, we've seen his production dip season after season. And bad backs are tough, especially for somebody who's a little bit taller. It's going to be hard for Anthony Davis to get this under control. What we'll likely are going to see, like the headline here kind of alludes to, Anthony Davis needs to do what's best for him. These are professional athletes. They know their body better than anybody. We'll likely start to see a couple of DNPs because the player just didn't feel it that particular day. It's tough for fans. Certainly it's tough for the people to go to the game to see Anthony Davis, but he's got to take care of himself. And right now that means taking some time off so that back heals. He is the key, right? If Anthony Davis can be who he was, this Laker team can go pretty far. He's a special player. And then when you add, right, somebody like LeBron James and Russell Westbrook, we'll get to him in a minute, this team could be great. But he's the key, and so far he really, he hasn't been himself. He's been himself when he plays, but he just hasn't been able to play long enough, I think, to make the impact that he or the Lakers would want. In Sports Illustrated, LeBron praises Russell Westbrook, who recently came off the bench. That was certainly tough for him, I imagine, but it's the right move. He came off the bench in their most recent game. It was a loss, yes, but he contributed. His stats were greater than his average, which seems to indicate that's a better spot for him. We'll see how long this lasts. Again, my feeling really is that he's going to be gone at the trade deadline anyway. I think somebody's going to pick up that expiring contract and get some use out of a still good Russell Westbrook on the right team. Just don't think this is the right team for him. Are the Los Angeles Lakers taking LeBron James for granted? Bleacher Report. No, I don't think anybody's taking him for granted. What they are doing, unfortunately, is not making the best use of his last few seasons. Now, it's not for lack of trying, right? I mean, again, they won a championship in 2020. They brought in, another star, Russell Westbrook. Hindsight being 2020, of course, that didn't fit. Would have been great to see what that 2020 team would have been today if they had stayed together. But I don't think anybody's taking anybody for granted. You can't take LeBron James for granted. The guy's amazing. He's incredible. What he's doing in year 20 is baffling. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unprecedented. Nobody's taking anybody for granted, but they are, I don't want to say wasting, but they're wasting. I'll say it. His last few seasons, and it's unfortunate. The Lakers do not play tonight, which might be a good thing. But let's take a look at the winners. Now, the games haven't been played as I'm recording this. So how are we going to do that? That's thanks to our partner, Dimers.com. Dimers runs simulations on every game and then lets you know who the winners are before the game is played. It's pretty cool, and they are surprisingly pretty accurate. We'll start with the Heat, who are going to win tonight against the Kings. The Warriors, who are looking really good. I kind of expected a dip in the Warriors this season. Haven't seen it yet. They're going to beat the Hornets. The Nets are going to beat the Pacers. The Bucks, who are the beast of the East, are going to beat the Hawks. The Sixers, who are not the beast of the East, are going to beat the Bulls. Let's see, the Mavs over the Thunder, and the Grizzlies over the surprising Utah Jazz. We had a question of the day in our Run It Back show last week about the Jazz. I still think the Jazz's great early run is an aberration. I don't think this is a playoff team, but good to see them having some success in Utah. That's it. That's our show. Week 2 of the 2022-23 NBA season is in the books. Join us next week. We discuss week 3 for the Lakers. That hopefully includes a few W's. We'll talk then.
The voice of the fan. Drop a bounce pass, throw down the rim rocker. Lay up off the glass right past the shot blocker. I follow through like Kobe's is money. You can cash it. For news on LA hoops, come over to Beach Basket.